6-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers on the track for this afternoon's 11th race, final division of the Captain Treacherous Bluegrass Series. Purse of $67,600, no changes. What is the Tall Dark Stranger? Dancy Tactor trains for Crawford Farms Racing, Marvin Katz, the Caviar Farms and Howard Taylor, Yadik Jingradaz. Number 2 is Caliber. Ron Burke trains. Dave Miller in the bank wearing the colors of Diamond Creek Racing. 3 is Enough Sun. Brian Brown trains. Tim Tetrick aboard for Alden Keith. The Greek Freak, that's number 4. Ron Burke trains for Burke Racing Stable. Piot Racing. Jerry and Teresa Silva. Purnell Livy. Weaver Buscemi with Matt Kikali. 5 is Seriously Hanover. Gary Campbell trains for Michael Samaglio. Stephen Demeter. Stephen Gianni. Dexter Dunn. Number 6, the Little Brown Jug champion, Captain Barbosa. Tony Alanya trains. Joe Bongiorno in the bank for Robert LeBlanc. David Anderson. Alanya Frank in the gem stable. 7 is Put to Right. Tony Alanya trains for Brad Grant and Steve Heimbecker. Andy McCarthy is at the lines. That's your field for the 11th race. No changes in race 11. Just a few minutes away.
The first of our marquee performers up next in this division of the Captain Treacherous, and it is number 1, Tall Dark Stranger, Gabe, winner of the Meadowlands Pace, winner of the North America Cup, winner of the Cane and the Kentucky Sire Stakes final here. He's just been awesome from the get-go.
Yeah, you can't say enough great things about Tall Dark Stranger. He's just a superstar of the sport. He's in the front of our program. You may have noticed as well, Dave. Bred by Jim Avery down in Lebanon, about 40 minutes away or so from right here in downtown Lexington. Part of that great broodmare band down there at Jim Avery's farm. And Tall Dark Stranger, he's special to watch already, Dave. Over $1 million just on the season for Tall Dark Stranger.
Did you know Mr. Averett bought his first horse in 1963? I read that somewhere and made a little bit of a note. Kudos and credits to Nancy Tactor. Of course, I think she's the first trainer to win the North America Cup, maybe the Meadowlands Pace, and something else in the first year. I've got that note somewhere. I'll get to it afterwards. The rail here, is this a little bit of a tricky post for him based on some of the other high-speed horses that we could see early?
Yeah, I think it's a type of race where Yadik's probably going to let the dust settle at some point. Tall Dark Stranger, big and prohibitive favorite, is going to move past. And I have learned, Dave, when they drop the gloves and you're in the street fight with Tall Dark Stranger, best of luck to you. He does not like to lose, and he was in a war there with 4 to 5 last out. But again, when he eyes someone at the stretch, he does not submit. So I don't think it really matters here for Tall Dark Stranger. Again, I think Yadik may just let the levers settle and then move him to the top, and that could be all that is needed here for Tall Dark Stranger.
Yeah, the colt is the first ever to win the Metro, the Breeders' Crown, and the North America Cup, so congratulations to them. Now, looking at the rest of the race here, lots of high speed from number 2, Caliber. You think Dave Miller's going to take a little swing and just try to establish position and get around Tall Dark Stranger?
Could do that. I was so impressed with Caliber in that opening leg of the Kentucky Sire Stakes. 48-4 wrapped up there, 26 flat. Now, the second leg of the Sire Stakes, he actually made the lead once more, but to catch the fire, made an early move that day, and they battled early. So that caught up to a Caliber in the late stages. He was still a good second, then to the final, just never got involved. But he does seem to do what his best work gave, in my mind, close. Now, we've seen the Burke Barn red hot here of late, so maybe Caliber rebounds get not as sharp over the last couple of starts. One thing we should note to the fans out there mainly watching and wagering from home today, Dave, the conditions have really changed over the course of the afternoon. We had just sunny and pleasant, perfect conditions early. Overcast now. We've got rain on the way. And even some breezy conditions here as well.
I pulled up the radar, and there's one small little blurb on the radar, and it's directly over us. So within hopefully 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, I think we will be fine. On the screen, just went through number 4, the Greek Freak, Ron Burke's second entrant in here. No, I don't like that breakup at Hoosier Park, but prior to that, I see an awful lot of ones.
I agree. I think he'll come out swinging here, and I think the Greek Freak could be the key horse. And we've got a big favorite like this, Dave. You've got to try and see if you can form an opinion to make a score. which isn't the easiest things to do, particularly if you're on the shorter prices, which we know Captain Barbosa is going to play as a second favorite here. I thought the Greek Freak might be the key horse underneath in that second and third spot, perhaps in behind Tall Dark Stranger. You just disregard that last start at Hoosier. I'm not sure what happened. At times we see horses just not get around that track. That could be the case there, but the Greek Freak, he's well traveled. He's been north of the border, all over the state of Pennsylvania. Typically, any size track he's good with, and he's got that very good early speed. And again, if at some point Tall Dark Stranger sweeps to the top, the Greek Freak could benefit with a good trip.
Tell me about Seriously Hanover, who added Lasix last time and produced a wicked good mile.
Couldn't have looked any better, but this is a step up from single A maybe to the major leagues, Dave. So it's just quite a asking point for Seriously Hanover. But he has held his own with Stakes Company in the past. He's been sort of a fringe player. I just think it's a very tough assignment for him here, but he did look very good there adding Lasix against local overnight company. He was a bit of a runaway there on the lead that day, but easily defeated that group. But this is a different orbit he finds himself in this afternoon.
And finally, the Little Brown Jug winner, Captain Barbosa here. One of the co-owners is David Anderson from Canada, and what a 10-day period he had. Are you ready for this? He sold a thoroughbred yearling for $1.6 million. He won the Little Brown Jug with the first and only pacer he's ever owned, and he won a Grade 1 thoroughbred race up at Woodbine with a horse that he bred.
I don't think most of us could live 10 decades and enjoy that type of success, so hats off to David Anderson. That was quite a run. And I bet if you asked him, that Little Brown Jug ranks right up there as maybe the most of those accomplishments. I know he was really happy to see Captain Barbosa get it done. What a great drive that day from Joe Bongiorno. Such a heads-up drive. He forced kind of the early pace here. Then he was on the move first up. It paid off for the first one of the season for Captain Barbosa.
It sure did. I see Wings of the Gate open, so we're going to congratulate Joe and Tony Alagna on their first Little Brown Jug. Let's see if they can follow it up and pick off Tall Dark Stranger.
That Dream Foundation starting gate has moved into position. It is post time for the 11th race. We do remind you that a late pick 4 today, race 12. Final division of the Captain Treacherous Bluegrass Series, Triple Millionaire, two-time Pacer of the Year. Plenty of Captain Treacherous offerings available next week. Field of 7 on game. And they're off. Fan pacing. There's Caliber. Out quickly for Miller. Stablemate the Greek Freak also fired up. Captain Barbosa takes an early look with the big favorite, Tall Dark Stranger, moving through that at the inside as they rolled into that opening turn. The Greek Freak outsprints his stablemate Caliber. Captain Barbosa still pressing onward there on the outside for Bongiorno. They mix it up here around that opening turn. Captain Barbosa. Now on the point, he moves past the Greek Freak. And the big favorite, Tall Dark Stranger, is out on the attack through a quarter, 26-3. And at 1-9, Tall Dark Stranger advances up on the outside. And he will look to push on past Captain Barbosa. Bongiorno did release. He's now back to his second. The Greek Freak is third. Caliber is giving chase to the 4th spot. Enough Sun follows 5th in front of Seriously Hanover. And at the back, that is put to right, is Tall Dark Stranger. Assumes the point now out of the backstretch. It's the favorite Tall Dark Stranger. Past the half here in 55 seconds. The tempo slowed in that second quarter, 28-2. Tall Dark Stranger on top as they move towards the far turn. Captain Barbosa in line for the nice trip there off the big favorite second. The Greek Freak tracks in the 3rd spot. Enough Sun is moving up uncovered 4th. He's 5 lengths off the lead right now. Seriously Hanover tracks up that cover on the outside 5th. Caliber starts to gap off that at the inside 6th. And put to right will swing wide from the back. They move past 3 quarters, 122-2. And it's Tall Dark Stranger, the favorite who turns for home with the lead. Captain Barbosa will angle wide down from second. The Greek Freak fans out 3 wide. Tall Dark Stranger, he's put to the test once more. Captain Barbosa trying to battle pass down the center of the track. The Greek Freak third. Tall Dark Stranger a short lead. Captain Barbosa is second. Tall Dark Stranger, he's done it again. Tall Dark Stranger fought off a determined Captain Barbosa. The Greek Freak third. Seriously Hanover fourth. 148-3. 1-6-4-5 and officially in the 11th race. Again, it's 1-6-4-5. Gingras and Dancy Tactor with 3 consecutive stakes wins here on the Sunday program. 4th overall for trainer Dancy Tactor. Again, Yannick at the bike here once more on his main man, Tall Dark Stranger. 3-year-old bay colt by Bettor's Delight from the Art Major mare Precocious Beauty. Tall Dark Stranger owned by the Crawford Farms Racing, Syracuse, New York, Marvin Cats of Ontario, Caviar Farms of Vienna, Virginia, Howard Taylor, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 6 in a row for Tall Dark Stranger, 9 of 10 this season, 17 of 19 overall. Winning effort today, 148-3, bred down in Lebanon, Kentucky by Jim Averett. Tall Dark Stranger, he's going to be part of that Breeders' Crown Charity Auction Stallion event on Tuesday night. Marvin Cats instrumental in putting that charity stallion auction together, so check it out. It'll be the first crop of Tall Dark Stranger. Who would not want to be involved in that? Again, that's Tuesday night out of Facing Tipton, 6:45 p.m. Tall Dark Stranger wins again here. The big favorite. Greeting the Wedding Connections trackside, more Fanning presents you a trophy. More will be out there at that charity stallion auction. More, of course, of the Hamiltonian Society. Prices up for the 11th race. Tall Dark Stranger, 220, 210, and 210. Second to the 6th, Captain Barbosa, 220, 210. Third to the 4th, the Greek Freak, 320. Exacta, $3. The $1 trifecta, $5.50. 20-cent superfecta, $3.46. Official rundowns for the 11th race. Tall Dark Stranger, the winner. 2 Caliber, 7th. 3 Duff Sun was 5th. 4th, the Greek Freak, 3rd. Number 5, Seriously Hanover, 4th. 6, Captain Barbosa, 2nd. Number 7, Put to Right, 6th. Rechecking 175, 342, and 6 on the bottom. Tall Dark Stranger fought them all off once more. And Dave Brower standing by with his pilot, who's had a big day, Yannick Gingras.
Much. And in the Diamond Creek Farm winner circle, we have Yannick Gingras with his 3rd winner of the day. Probably the one most expected by the fans and connections here. Tall Dark Stranger does it again, but I tell you what, you earn your 5% when you drive this guy. He makes it a little hard on you, doesn't he?
Well, you make it a little hard on my heart, really, if anything else. You know, I know he's going to put up, and every time I called on him, he's always been there. But, yeah, definitely he gives me anxious moments once in a while, but like I said, he always pulls up.
Now, how much does he like the track here in Lexington? Because he was good last year, and he's good this year.
He's just a professional. He likes any track. I think he'd get around any size track. Good track, bad track, it don't matter. He raced here like, no, it was a really bad day from what I heard in the elimination, the Sire Stake. And, I mean, it doesn't matter to him. He'll take any tracks.
Well, he probably enjoyed having these couple of raindrops hit him then, so it put a little moisture in the surface. But listen, the early pace was Joe Bongiorno. He moved Captain Barbosa to the front. You were able to move to the front after that. Any other anxious moments?
Well, there always is with him, like I said, but I know he's going to fight. And the top of the stretch, I called on him, and halfway on the stretch, I knew he wasn't going to go by me. You know, like at that point, you know, I knew mine was fighting. He was still in front, and usually they'd buy me at that point, and he'd come back and beat him. But this time, I held him at bay.
Over the last couple of months here, you've always talked to us about how proud you are of this horse. Explain that for us.
Well, he's just so hard. You know, he's all heart. He loves to win races, and you can't teach that. You know, like a lot of horses maybe are quicker or faster, maybe, you know, quick turn of foot. But this horse just wants to win. That's the bottom line. I don't think he's going to be one that's going to go on the front by himself and go a mile and 46, even though I think he can do it. But he's just not going to do that. You know, if they push him, he'll do it.
Yeah, we know the stallion arrangements have been done already. It's a done deal. Does he have anything left to prove?
Well, I mean, I hope he wins a couple more, but no. As far as proving, I think he's proven. You know, he's a champion, really is. So no matter what happened to the end of the end of the year, I'll be super proud of him. But yeah, I'd like to have a Breeders' Crown and another weight see next week, and maybe a TVG. You know, so I want them all.
All right, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. That year-end test would be a lot of fun if a 3-year-old can beat those older horses again. Tall Dark Stranger, ladies and gentlemen, 148-3. Driver Yannick Gingras, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, sir. Got it. Very good.
Helver Hanover.
Green Shoe will win the Kentucky Futurity.
It's all Hanover in 149-2.
You're my Candy Girl, 148-2, a Stakes and Trent record.
Percy Blue Chip for the victory!
The world's greatest harness racing returns to Meadowlands Racing and Entertainment on Saturday, September 5th. Live racing at 7:15 every Friday and Saturday through December 26th. Admission and parking are free. The track is also open for simulcasting 7 days a week. Plus, check out our FanDuel Sportsbook, where you can legally watch and wager on all sports action. Visit PlayMeadowlands.com for complete racing and sports wagering information. Must be 21 or older to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
My grandfather instilled in me that there's no such thing as luck. He said luck is where hard work meets opportunity.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
By French superstar stallion Love You, out of the greatest trotting mare of all time, Moneymaker. International Money bred full books in both of his initial seasons. His foals are uniformly good size with good length, good bone, and conformation. It's very easy to see the much sought-after European influence of Love You in these foals. Follow up on these impressive crops with a booking to the ultimate Euro-American stallion, International Money, standing at Hanover Shoe Farms.
Want a fun way to spend your day? Here at the Kentucky Horse Park, you'll hop in the saddle and be on your way. Whether you are young or simply young at heart, everyone enjoys a trail ride. What will you experience at the Kentucky Horse Park? Plan your visit at kyhorsepark.com.
3-year-old trotting fillies on the track for this afternoon's 12th race. Final stakes division of the day, and it's late pick 4 time. Kicks off the upcoming 12th race. No changes on the final 4 races on your program. One is Dude Hill. Ron Burke trains. Matt Kicadley drives for Joseph Descala Jr. Number 2 is 50 Cent Piece. Marcus Melander trains. Matthias Melander drives the SRF stable. 3 Miss Savannah Bell. Per Ingblom trains. Yannick Gingras in the bike for Al Libfeld. 4 Abs Attitude Express. Lucas Wallen trains for the Stop the Jade Farm LLC. Tim Dietrich. And number 5 is Crucial. Ron Burke trains for the Burke Racing Stable. Bill Donovan, Jerry and Teresa Silva, Purnell and Libby, Weaver Bruce Chevy, Dave Miller. 6 is Caviar Eva. Nancy Tactor trains for the Caviar Farms with Dexter Dunn. And 7 is Ramona Hill. Hamiltonian champion Tony Adanya trains. Andy McCarthy in the bike for Brad Grant, Crawford Farms Racing, Robert LeBlanc, and the Gem Partners. That is your field for the 12th race. Again, it kicks off the late pick 4. There are no changes. Races 12 through 15 in that late pick 4 sequence. We'll go to the post in just a few minutes for the final stake of the day.
All right, Gabe Pruitt, we start the late pick 4 here with the carryover potential here. Our second star performer of the day. We'll get to Ramona Hill in just a second here. But first, you were getting pretty brave there with that big call in the middle of the stretch there. You thought maybe Tall Dark Stranger was vulnerable for a moment?
Well, you always think he could be vulnerable, but it just, again, you know that fight back is going to come as well. Captain Barbosa, maybe in career best form, did all he could possibly do there. But Tall Dark Stranger reigned supreme once more. It's like we've seen that movie before, Dave.
Yes, we have. He lets you just get close enough, and then he kind of like rips your heart out. So Tall Dark Stranger, another easy and impressive win this afternoon. On to race 12 here. This final division of the bar hopping, the Bluegrass Series for the sophomore trotting fillies. And we have the Hambletonian champion with us. Ramona Hill has been so impressive for Tony Alagna. Talked about the connections and what a great job Tony has done bringing her along. Last year, 6 for 7. This year, identical record, 6 for 7. She's just a machine.
She really is. And again, obviously we're looking forward to seeing Tall Dark Stranger as prohibitive favorite. Same thing here for Ramona Hill. We know she's going to be a short price in terms of the wagering, but it's just always a special moment when you get to see a horse like this go. She's been just invincible of late. I'm expecting big things here again this afternoon. This is not, I didn't think the deepest group of 3-year-old fillies that she's seen all year. She's handled much taller tasks, and that's not to discount this group. There are some nice fillies here, but 1 to 9, Dave, I don't think you're going to get anything better than that here on the big favorite.
Definitely not. Any issues or concerns with the outside post?
No, none whatsoever. I think McCarthy's going to get all of the respect here. So even if he lets things settle much as Tall Dark Stranger did, if he does decide to zip Ramona Hill to the lead, I don't think anything's going to stand in her way here. She's going to get all the respect as she should in this group.
One other filly that has been very sharp of late is number 5, Crucial. There she is on your screen with Dave Miller. Maybe just a touch warm. She's ready to go today. You saw her effort. Was a tough trip in that Kentucky Sire Stakes final when she couldn't get past Hypnotic AM, but she bounced back awfully nicely up at Hoosier.
She did. She fought off her stablemate there, Dave, Sister Sledge, who did come out to race okay. Sister Sledge was back at the 10th race this afternoon. She was 4th. So I'm keeping my eyes on her because I wanted to gauge Crucial a little bit out of this start as well. But you'll see she was first up here in the Kentucky Sire Stakes final. Hypnotic AM was just huge that day. Padam took the pocket trip. She was second. But Crucial did a lot of the heavy lifting there in that first up trip. Still hung it to be a very good third. Of course, the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Championship, things worked out really well for him with the perfect trip that day. Talented filly. Again, we've noted before, Burke's been on a roll of late. Crucial, if you were going to try and slay the dragon, I am not. I want to make that very clear because I think Ramona Hill's just a standout layup at this spot to kick off the late pick 4. But Crucial certainly has the credentials to make it interesting.
Yeah, she's won 2 of her last 3. And no, you and I both did not get the memo with that Sire Stakes Championship down at Harris Filly. We talked about Lucas Wallen yesterday with a 2-year-old filly that he had. Well, he's also got a good one here. This is Abs Attitude Express. They took a shot throwing her into the Hambletonian Oaks as well. And you know what happens when you draw post 10 on Hambletonian Day. You basically have no chance.
Yeah, that's the case. Just an impossible starting slot there. And then when you took into account, Dave, that there were 12 starters in the Hambletonian Oaks as well, you know it's just going to be a long day at the office. It was. She was, in pretty deep there as well. She was fresh off that New Jersey Sire Stakes championship. She beat some nice fillies, I thought, over the course of the summer in the New Jersey Sire Stakes. But just asking a bit much there. She's since taken the freehold route. Had 2 easy wins against lesser company, and she probably would have won all 3, but she made a break in stride there, 2 back to lose all chance. So, it's a step up here to the Grand Circuit stage. But again, once you get past the favorite here, it is a bit of a wide-open shootout. So I think Abs Attitude Express certainly would have a chance at a piece.
I'll ask you about one more because she has rounded into form quite nicely. That's number 6, Caviar Eva, the winning combination of Dexter Dunn and Nancy Tactor, 28-1 right now. But I do wonder, if she's got enough early speed to get into the game.
That's the question. I'm not so sure that she does have the early speed. She snapped off the gate pretty well there. Delaware last out. But, again, when you're up against this good of a group, I'm just not sure that she's going to be able to get off the wings that well. I seem to always guess wrong on Caviar Eva, Dave. We remember the night at the Meadowlands. I remember I was up at the press box. She was a 30-1 upset winner. She beat Next Level Stuff that night, already a stakes winner, and Spoiled Princess, who just missed there a couple of races back. So she beat a good field. But at 30-1, she dumped me overboard. She came back the next week. You remember that race there in that Continental Victory. Well, that was the day Tetrick had the filly that made the break on the front. Caviar Eva appeared like she was going to be second, but she adhered to the win that day as well.
Yeah, it's better to be lucky than good. That goes for us when we step up to the pari-mutuel window. So the gate's ready to go. Just a second or two more to post. 1-9 on Ramona Hill. Will she keep the streak going?
That Dream Foundation starting gate has moved into position. It's post time for the late pick 4. Special late pick 4 added in today. It's your last chance, your final boarding call. Fans, for those of you joining us in town for the sale this week, we do want you to note Laudaville keeping some late hours for us. They'll be open for dinner after that Lexington Select Yearling sale, so check them out down at North Limestone Street. Laudaville keeping the extra hours this week with a sale in town. 3-year-old trotting fillies lined up. 3rd division of the bar hopping kicks off the late pick 4. Field of 7 there on gate. And they're off. Abs Attitude Express out quickly from the sitter. Miss Savannah Bell also left sharply to her inside with Crucial on the move towards that opening turn. Ramona Hill, the big favorite, floating up at the early stages there for McCarthy. Dune Hill away comfortably in the 5th spot. As Caviar Eva came out trotting in the 6th and off stride that opening turn with 50-cent piece. He's far back as they trot around the turn and moving up to the top. There goes Crucial past Miss Savannah Bell. The quarter was 28-1, so a reasonable tempo. As the filly straight away onto the backstretch, Abs Attitude Express tracking the top pair 3rd, the favorite Ramona Hill. So very patient at this point, but now McCarthy will give her the green light. So it's Ramona Hill, the Hambletonian champion, who zips up at the outside as they move past the 3/8 mark. Ramona Hill marches up to engage Crucial. As they move towards the half, Miss Savannah Bell is now back to 3rd. Abs Attitude Express trots in 4th in front of Dune Hill. Caviar Eva still 6th and far back after the biscuit, a 50-cent piece. A half is 56-3, 28-2 in the 2nd quarter. So a very reasonable tempo here for Ramona Hill. 3/8 left to a trot. Crucial is 2.5 lengths back in 2nd. Miss Savannah Bell rides at the inside 3rd in front of Abs Attitude Express, but it's all Ramona Hill as the fillies work their way to the top of the stretch. Ramona Hill threatening to flee the scene. Crucial there in 2nd. Miss Savannah Bell to the outside 3rd. They're past 3/4 at a very well-rated 124-2. So it is Ramona Hill. Front Sia Field. Miss Savannah Bell moves down the center of the track in 2nd. McCarthy just kicked out the plugs on Ramona Hill, and she maintains that lead from Miss Savannah Bell. Abs Attitude Express down the center. Ramona Hill here's put to the test. Abs Attitude Express trying to reach in the center. Abs Attitude Express to win from Ramona Hill. Miss Savannah Bell 3rd. Dune Hill 4th. Upset there in the Bluegrass, 151-4. Abs Attitude Express upsets in the 12th. 34-1 here to kick off the late pick four. The favorite Ramona Hill was second, 3 Miss Savannah Bell third, and the 1 Doodle was fourth. It's 4-7-3-1 and officially in the 12th. Turning track side after upsetting in the bar-hopping Bluegrass. This is Abs Attitude Express for the Diamond Creek Farm Winners presentation. Lucas Walton, the treader for the Stop the Jade Farm LLC of Pemberton, New Jersey. Tim Dietrich aboard for the upset win this afternoon. Abs Attitude Express, a 3-year-old daughter of Trixton from the American Winter Mare. Abby's Got Attitude. Homebred for the Stop the Jade Farm. Now 5 of 9 on the season, 7 of 12 overall. Big stakes score here at the Bluegrass. It's a career best clocking at 34-1 for Abs Attitude Express at 151-4. Prices up at the 12th race. Abs Attitude Express 70-20, 660 and 1180. Second to the 7 Ramona Hill 210 and 210. Third to the 3 Miss Savannah Bell 740. Exact at $229. The $1 trifecta, $376.70. And director of sponsorships, Cindy Silverson, trackside for the trophy presentation. Official rundowns for the 12th race. Dune Hill 4th, 250 Cent Piece 7th, 3 Miss Savannah Bell 3rd. 4 Abs Attitude Express, the winner, 5 Crucial 6th. 6 Caviar Eva 5th, 7 Ramona Hill was 2nd. Rechecking, it's 4-7-3, 1-6-5, a 2 on the bottom. Abs Attitude Express 151-4. Dave Brower standing by with 2 of our favorites here each and every year of the sport to see in Lexington. Al and Michelle Crawford standing by trackside.
Thank you very much, Gabe. We are in the Diamond Creek Farm Winner's Circle, and it's always a great treat to be able to talk to Michelle Crawford. She and her husband, Al, operate Crawford Farms in New York. Now, first of all, let's talk horses, okay? What a year 2020 has been for you, Al, and your partners, right?
It's been a year. It's the girl power this year for us, including Tall Dark Stranger, Don't Be Offended. It's been phenomenal. I think it's just been the ride of a lifetime.
Now, let's start with last night in Atlanta in the Dayton Trotting Derby. Boy, when she only gets to make one run there at the end, she could fly by anybody.
She can. It's nice to see her trip out a little bit, and Yannick said she was perfect. It was all, she just was ready for it, and he was super proud of her, and it was exciting to watch her.
You were able to make it to the Meadowlands on Hambletonian Day and watch history with Ramona Hill. What an amazing filly she is. And you and Al bred her, too.
It's surreal when you can think that you can breed something and then they can be as spectacular as that. And not only that, to be a filly that can win a Hambletonian it's definitely a check mark off the bucket list.
All right, now she came up a little bit short today, but it was game as always, right to the wire. But you haven't been able to make all of the big races in person. So how hard has that been to not show up sometimes? We know how much you like to be there.
We love to be there. We're road warriors when it comes to our horses. It's been a little quiet this year. It's been a strange year overall. We miss the industry. We miss the action. There's nothing like watching your horses in person, but if you have a good group of people and a nice bottle of wine, it's exciting on the TV too.
I was going to say, how did the home watch parties go?
We had a few of them.
Was there anything being thrown in celebration after a couple of those wins?
Yeah, our kids were like, get out of the way and sit down and be quiet.
All right, the other Horse of the Year contender carrying the Crawford Farms banner is Tall Dark Stranger, and he did get the job done today. The Meadowlands Pace, the North America Cup, the Cane, the Kentucky Sire Stakes, just wow.
Yeah, just wow. He's one of the most unique horses that I've ever owned, that I've even watched race. I've been in it for 40 years, and he just loves to let horses come up to him, but then not go by him. So he gives us, at least myself, he gives me heart palpitations at the top of the stretch every race, except maybe for the North American, and then just digs in, and it looks like he's having fun doing it. It's crazy.
I don't get palpitations, but I do get goosebumps watching him. All right, change of tactics here. Let's talk a little bit of business. You two are a huge part of the New York Sire Stakes program. It was a struggle to get everybody raced this year, but they pulled it off, and the future still looks bright.
It does look bright, and it's not going to look a lot different in the landscape for next year. I know that there was a press release. It came out yesterday about our New York program, and I know from our consignment and talking to many of the buyers here that they think the New York program is in trouble. But we had Hen Party this year. She stayed exclusively in New York, and she banked almost $375,000. So there's money to be had in the New York program. They're still funding it. The casinos are open. And, it's going to be very, very similar to the structure in 2020 for 2021.
All right, let's talk the Lexington Selected Stale. You and Al are selling a bunch starting tomorrow night, and you'll be showing them all tomorrow morning and afternoon.
Yes, they shipped in on Friday, and Heather Reese, our farm manager, she's been with us for 10 years, does a great job. She's over there with the staff, and we've been very busy. We were busy yesterday, very active this morning, and I'm sure we'll be active again tomorrow.
So you're happy with the traffic that you've got, like Tom Grossman was?
Super happy. Yeah,
right.
we've seen a lot of people here. It's surprising. It's as crowded as it's ever been for us at the consignment.
Couple standouts from your consignment. Hip number 63, the Philly Cowboy Crush. You're quoted as saying she looks like a colt.
I thought she was a colt. She wants you to know that she's as tough as a colt. So okay. She's beautiful. She's big, and she's got a great stride on her, and her tape is amazing.
180, Nightmare Lane.
Nightmare Lane looks a little like Atlanta when she was young. That's how she goes, head down and low to the ground.
And 226, I hope I say this right. Preziolite, first foal from a $500,000 earner.
Jules and Hawk, another Jewel. So it's always fun naming these girls after their moms.
You do the naming, though.
I do all the naming, yes. It's exhausting, but I try to make it, a little bit of fun.
All right. You and Al are big sponsors here at the Red Mile, including the Crawford Farms Finish Line. How important is it for you to support this great venue?
It's very important. We're all tough in this industry, just like our standardbreds are tough. And to support the Red Mile is one of our favorite places to be down in Lexington. And the Tattersall's Pace is a great way to shine at the end of a long year.
All right. And before we let you go, you've got a big breaking news announcement today. Please tell us what happened.
Working with Mark Weaver and Ron Burke, we were able to put a deal together to purchase Warway Butte. And a lot of the partners are going to stay in, which is fun. So we may race her again as a 5-year-old, according to what Ronnie wants to do. And we're definitely going to be breeding her, too. So combination of both with a group that likes to race, we enjoy racing, and likes to breed now, too.
All right, you do have lots of great partners. We can't get to all of them. But listen, thanks to both of you for being here. I know you have a lot of fun with this, and we look forward to seeing you more in the winner's circle. And good luck at the sale.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Michelle and Al Crawford of the Crawford Farms.
We have trotters on the track for the 13th race. Kicks off the pick 3. Covered the final 3 races of the day. One is Bronze Yankee. Blake McIntosh trains, and he co-owns the Hunt Racing Stable. Dave Miller. Number 2 is Getting Serious. Robin Lopez trains, drives, and he co-owns the Mitchell Frere. 3, Charlotte Champlin. George Ducharme trains. Andy McCarthy drives for Paul Kadir. The 4 is Context. Jan Janssen trains. Brian Sears drives. For the Arden Homestead Stable and Jorgen Yair Jr. There's the 5, Westland Quest. Chris Beaver trains. Scott Zeron's in the bike for Derek Ivedy. 6, Rainbow in the West. Robert Rogol, the treader. For Tim Tetrick drives. The Brocious Racing Stable and the Lone Wolf Stable. 7, Felicity Shagwell. Okus Vonstedt, the treader driver for Knutson Trotting Incorporated. 8 is Don't Let 'Em. Nancy Tactor trains for Christina Tactor, the Brittany Farms. John Fielding, Herb Liverman, Dexter Dunn will drive. Don't let 'em. That is your field for the 13th race. Kicks off the late pick 3, covering the final 3 races on the Sunday afternoon program. You've got just a couple of minutes here to wager on race 13. With the impending weather, we will be moving fairly quickly for the balance of today's card.
Doing all right. You? Okay, Chris? Yeah.
What's that?
As always, Gabe Pruitt, all class, Michelle and Al Crawford, we wish them the best of luck, not just the rest of the racing season, but through the sale as well. Really good 13th race coming up to kick off our final pick 3, the Chapter 7 Open Handicap here. You get it started here with who you like, because I need a deep breath.
Yeah, we're going to let you catch up there, Dave, but the announcement as well. Happy to hear that. Warwee Butte, of course, the fastest 2-year-old filly, the co-fastest 2-year-old ever in the sport of harness racing, 148-3. That was courtesy of that world record performance here in October 2018. So Warwee Butte, that's a great deal. Happy to see some of our favorite folks coming together there, part of the Burke Brigade, Mark Weaver and Mike Ruscibby, all that crew with Warwee Butte teaming up with the Crawfords, and I'm sure whatever they decide to do will be great with Warwee Butte. 13th race, so we've got 3 overnights today. This is where we excel. We're back down out of the stakes now. You and I are ready to dig out, I hope. That was a big upset there to kick off the late pick 4. We'll see if anyone ends up having this late pick 4. Could trigger a nice carryover into Friday, but good luck if you're still rolling. I'm on the favorite. That's the horse you're seeing on your monitors there. The mare Felicity Shagwell comes off a break in stride in Delaware. But I'm hoping the stretch back out of the big track today is just what she needs. Dave, she's yet to win, though, since arriving at stateside.
She's actually raced really well, though, and she is a rocket ship out of the gate. And that was the plan in that Miss Versatility final. Of course, Oka was driving Plunge Blue Chip from post 2. I knew Andy Miller was going to send Felicity Shagwell, but she just did not make it through the first turn. So back to the big track we go. You see how apt she was in the Armborough Flight up there at Woodbine. And she was 15-1 that night, too. But she'll be leaving hard, and if she makes the front without any problems, she is long overdue to get that first North American win.
Yeah, I think so. It's tough to swallow such a short price under Dave. With that being the case. But, you know, it's overnight company. This is likely the softest spot she's seen since arriving at stateside, at least for my money, 4 to 5. She's not against herself, though. I'm interested to get your opinion on a horse you did not use, and I don't hold that against you because he's a tricky horse in his own right. He was a runner-up in last year's Kentucky Futurity to Green Shoe. It's Don't Let Him. Here for trainer Nancy Tactor. This is a very, very fast son of Muscle Hill. Very erratic, though, at times as well, Dave.
That's a good way to say it. He drives us handicappers crazy. So when I get the proof page sent to me and I see his name there, I really don't know what to do, whether to make him the favorite, whether to try and pick on him, to decide whether he wants to play today. He's just got a mind of his own, and I think Nancy Tactor would agree with that this horse does drive them nuts. But, you know, he's raced exclusively on the big track most of the part of the season there. He had a really tough trip up at Hoosier Park in that Caesars. He was doing a lot of the dirty work and was never going to get there.
I've had horses that have driven me nuts before, Dave, and they've done a lot worse and make $600,000. So it could be worse with Don't Let Him, of course. He is a very talented son. We'll see who shows up today. Underneath the 2 favorites, I decided to use the 6 Rainbow in the West, a Rare Meadows invader here, who's been competing against some of the top-level ranks there. Last 2 have come against Open Company. She's got some nice tactical speed. She picks up Tim Tetrick today as well.
I decided to go with number 1, Bronze Yankee here, the duo of Dave Miller and Blake McIntosh. Blake sneaking into town under the radar here. Again, another one that just didn't quite make it around that first turn up at Delaware. But I see some really good lines and some solid performances on the big track. The way Dave has been driving the first few days of these 2 weeks of the Grand Circuit, I want him on my ticket at all times.
Yes, I would agree, but as well, he's been doing some great work, and it should be a rebound type spot for him. They're after drawing inside today, 13-1, price right as well, Dave. So we get set here for the late pick 3, that Dream Foundation starting gate and moving into position. Starter calls. The Chapter 7, Race 13, Chapter 7 World Champion set of Windsong's Legacy, sire of the likes of the Double Billionaire. Atlanta, fresh off a huge stake score last night in Dayton. Open trotters lined up, kicks off the late pick 3, a field of 8, they are on gate. And they're off and trotting. Rainbow in the West, headed north early to outside. Felicity Shagwell also fired up. If the far outside, don't let them. Also looking to mix it up in that opening turn with Westland Quest. Sweeping down early for Zeron as they work into the Tattersall's turn. Felicity Shagwell continues up on the outside around Rainbow in the West. Don't let them. Still pressing on there on the outside for Dunn. As Westland Quest was out in 4th. Bron Yankee came out trotting in 5th in front of Charlotte Chaplin. Getting Serious is next. At the back, that's Context. As they work around the opening turn, they're by the quarter in 27-3. Don't let them. The slight second choice here at 6-5. And he takes over from the favorite Felicity Shagwell. So the favorite's 1-2. As they're trying past the 3/8 mark. Rainbow in the West. Tracking the top pair third is Westland Quest. Continues on at the 4th spot, Bronze Yankee. Right now, 7 lengths off the lead from 6th. He's 3 clear, Charlotte Chaplin, who continues at the inside. Getting Serious next. Context is trailed throughout. The trot pass a half here to quick 54-4, 27-1 in the second quarter. So don't let him. Paves away onto the far turn with 3/8 to trot. Felicity Shagwell well spotted off the leader in second. Rainbow in the West. Opted to sit in from third as Westland Quest is out on the attack for Zeron. Bronze Yankee swings wide from a 5th. They trot at the top of the stretch, and the favorites will drop the gloves down. It's Felicity Shagwell, who's up to try and tackle Don't Let Them. They move past 3/4, 124, and Felicity Shagwell went right by. Don't Let Them had 0 resistance down at the inside. Westland Quest works up down the center second. Bronze Yankee moves into third, but at mid-stretch, it's all Felicity Shagwell. She sprints well clear. She's now 5 on top. Westland Quest battles on for second. Bronze Yankee is third. Felicity Shagwell impressive here to win it. Westland Quest second. Bronze Yankee third. Rainbow in the West fourth. 151-1. Seven, 5, 1, 6 at officially race 13. Thirteenth race results are official. The price is up as 7. Felicity Shagwell returns trackside. Felicity Shagwell returns trackside now for the Diamond Creek Farm Winners presentation. Her first North American win. Ocas Fonstedt, the trader and driver for Knudsen Trotting Incorporated of Delray Beach. Sharp score this afternoon for Felicity Shagwell. She's a 5-year-old daughter of Marajaja at the Cantab Allmare Diaz Boko. Bred in Sweden. 7th overall for Felicity Shagwell. 151-1 in the 13th. Price is up. Felicity Shagwell, 360, 240, 210. Second at the 5, Westland Quest, 440, 380. Third at the 1, Bronze Yankee, 420. Exacta $14.20. $1 trifecta, $60.50. 20-cent superfecta, $35.64. Official rundowns of the 13th race. Bronze Yankee 3rd, number 2 Getting Serious 8th. 3 Charlotte Champlin 5th. 4 Context 7th. 5 Westland Quest 2nd, number 6 Rainbow in the West 4th. 7 Felicity Shagwell the winner. 8 Don't Let 'Em was 6th. Rechecking 385, 724. 1 and 6 on the bottom. Felicity Shagwell 151-1. No, due to the impending weather, we will be racing rather quickly over the last 2 races. Just 5 minutes remain for the 14th. No changes in the final 2 events. Fresh off a huge stake score last night in Dayton. Open trotters lined up. Kicks off the late pick 3. A field of 8. They are on gate. And they're off and trotting. Rainbow in the West. Headed north early to outside. Felicity Shagwell also fired up. For the far outside, Don't Let 'Em. Also looking to mix it up in that opening turn with Westland Quest. Sweeping down early for Zeron as they work into the Tattersall's turn. Felicity Shagwell continues up on the outside around Rainbow in the West. Don't Let 'Em still pressing on there on the outside for Dunn. As Westland Quest was out in 4th. Bronze Yankee came out trotting in 5th in front of Charlotte Chaplin. Getting Serious is next. At the back, that's Context. As they work around the opening turn, they're by the quarter in 27-3. Don't Let 'Em the slight second choice here at 6-5. And he takes over from the favorite Felicity Shagwell. So the favorite's 1-2. As they try to pass the 3/8 mark. Rainbow in the West. Tracking the top pair 3rd is Westland Quest. Continues on at the 4th spot, Bronze Yankee. Right now, 7 lengths off the lead from 6th. He's 3 clear, Charlotte Chaplin, who continues at the inside. Getting Serious next. Context is trailed throughout. The trot pass a half here to quick 54-4, 27-1 in the second quarter. So Don't Let 'Em paves away onto the far turn with 3/8 to trot. Felicity Shagwell well spotted off the leader in second. Rainbow in the West. Opted to sit in from 3rd as Westland Quest is out on the attack for Zeron. Bronze Yankee swings wide from a 5th. They trot at the top of the stretch, and the favorites will drop the gloves down. It's Felicity Shagwell, who's up to try and tackle Don't Let 'Em. They move past 3/4, 124, and Felicity Shagwell went right by. Don't Let 'Em had 0 resistance down at the inside. Westland Quest works up down the center second. Bronze Yankee moves into 3rd, but at mid-stretch, it's all Felicity Shagwell. She sprints well clear. She's now 5 on top. Westland Quest battles on for 2nd. Bronze Yankee is 3rd. Felicity Shagwell impressive here to win it. Westland Quest 2nd. Bronze Yankee 3rd. Rainbow in the West 4th.
Captive audience on the outside of.
Discover the best in North American standardbred racing at Woodbine Mohawk Park.
T-Trick's got the motors.
With the highest daily average purses in North America, racing 5 nights a week, and an industry-leading stakes program, Woodbine Mohawk Park offers the most opportunities to win.
Chris rushes up on the far outside.
Join the growing ranks of owners from all over the globe and race with us at the #1 standardbred racetrack in North America.
Pacers on the track for the 14th race. It's the Real Desire here. The 2-year-old fillies, sponsored by Fair Island Farm. Kicks off the late double. What is Jetta's Tonic? Ron Potter trains. Matt Kakadley drives for Last Laugh LLC. Number 2 is High Minded. Linda Toscato trains. Dexter Dunn for the Camelot stable. Fred Wallace, the Bay stable, and Steve Stewart. 3 is Dream Chaser. As we await her in her career debut today, Tony Adanya trains for the Brittany Farms. Joe Bongiorno drives. There's the 4 Single Girl. Randy Gerald trains and drives for the Lisi Janet Banks. 5 Nashville Del Guetta. Tony Adanya trains. Dave Miller in the bank for Crawford Farms Racing and Dumaine Haven Farm. Number 6 Margin of Air. Chris Beaver trains. Eddie co-owns with the Donald Robinson. David Mielda. RBH Ventures. Scott Zeron. There's the 7 Wall Sid. Mike Sweetie trains for the Wall Brothers stable. Patrick Sweetie. Rocky and John Miller. Tim Dietrich is at the controls. And we'll pick up the 3 Dream Chaser as soon as she steps on the track. That's the field for the 14th race. No changes. Go to the post in just a few minutes.
Well, Gabe Pruitt, as the raindrops continue to fall and pick up a little bit in intensity, we begin kickoff the late double here with the Real Desire. And we've got some 2-year-old pacing fillies here that are non-winners of 2 or $15,000 lifetime. A couple different directions you could go. And right now, the fans firmly behind number 2, High Minded, for Dexter Dunn, Hall of Fame trainer Linda Toscano, and a couple of very brave owners here. We see Andrew Cohen, a couple of feet to my right, asking some questions if I'm going to interview him in the winner's circle afterwards, and I had to disappoint him and tell him that the interviews for the day are done.
I think the weather is holding up pretty good for you, Dave. I think you could get settled out there and get some comments, some winter circle reaction possibly. If Andrew's filly here, High Minded, who is my top choice as well, by the way. I like this filly. She's got some talent. Very good third in that Kentucky Sire Stakes final. A daughter of Captain Treacherous. High Minded here, even money. That sounds about right. Unfortunately, I'd say that's the best we're going to get.
It probably is. Now, a couple different ways you can go in terms of underneath. You went to the 4, which is Single Girl, Randy Gerald. I went to the 5, Dave Miller aboard Nashville, El Jenna. And we didn't have a lot of time there to talk to Michelle Crawford here because this is a homebred of theirs. They co-own with Larry Dumaine's family, Dumaine Haven Farm here. But read off that pedigree line for us.
That is a daughter of Always Be Mickey, Dave. Yes, out of the great mare Endrovet. You're not going to get a better pedigree than that right there.
Tell me what you took away from her debut win here a couple of weeks ago. That's an awfully good-looking line from off the pace.
It is, and you'll remember that Velocity Ian was a horse that we got a little steam on the other day. That was a Mark Evers colt that was in an overnight event here, I believe it was yesterday or Friday, and the Nashville Together just went right past easily. Won it just as easy as it looks on paper, even easier in fact. So it was a huge effort. Get off at 5-2 that day. I think lots of upside potential here for her. Just her second career start. You'd have to think she's going to continue to show some steady progression.
I'd think so, but potentially the faster filly as we stand today entering the race is your second pick, Single Girl, Randy Gerald. Am I saying that right, Gerald?
Gerald.
Okay, Randy Gerald.
You're close enough where I'm going to count it. But
I want to get it right. You know that. I like to show up and have the names right. Now, listen, this filly performed very admirably throughout that Kentucky Sire Stakes filly. She even made it to the final, and she got a nice check. That's why she's earned just short of $50,000 this year. So he's got himself a nice filly by Always a Virgin.
Yes, and it was a great drive by Randy in that final because he just saved all the ground, Dave, and he knew that he was in a pretty tough spot there. She was 38-1 that afternoon. She saved ground. She got a really good piece of that $250,000 final. So it was a great drive. She opted to stick up in the top level. We've got that second tier Sire Stakes, now the Commonwealth Series, but that paid off. With that fourth place finish in the final, she picked up a check in the third leg as well. So, yes, talented filly. Dave, I'm one of the rare few that probably saw this filly down at the Marion County Fairgrounds. She was in some Kentucky Fair action before she arrived here in Lexington.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gabe, nobody visits more tracks, whether they're parimutuel or fairs, than you. You do get around, sir.
I'm on a pretty good run.
Yes, you are. All right, enjoy this 14th race, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kick off the late double here. If you don't want to play a double, how about an exacta, a trifecta, or a 20-cent super?
Green Foundation starting gate has moved into position. It's post time for the 14th race. Starter calls. It's the Real Desire, Indiana's #1 sire at all-time earnings. He still stands at the Ivy Lane Farm in Indiana. Triple millionaire, set of life side. He's already sired the winners of more than $72 million. Sponsored by Art Zubron, Leah Chevy's Fair Island Farm. They're lined up here, field of 7. They're on gate. Single Girl came out sprinting from the center of the track. High-minded, the favorite. Also out quickly, Nashville Elgeta. Fired up from the center as they make their way to the opening turn. It's Nashville Elgeta. Continues up to the outside as Single Girl. Darts to the top, high-minded away in good order as they work midway around the Tattersall's turn. Dream Chaser in her career debut. She is mid-pack 4th. Jettis Tonic follows 5th. Walstead came out racing in the 6th spot in front of Margin of Error. The quarter was 27-3. A Single Girl takes this field across the backstretch as they straight away. High-minded, the 3-2 favorite, sticks right with the leader in second. Nashville Elgeta tracks in third. She's 4 lengths off the lead right now in front of Dream Chaser. Still under very patient handling here in her career debut. She's mid-pack 4th. Jettis Tonic follows in 5th. Walstead still 6th in front of Margin of Error. No change in position as the freshman fillies race past the half in 56-2. 28-4 in the second quarter. It's Single Girl, uncontested, still on the lead. High-minded continues right on her back second. Nashville Elgeta opted to sit in from third as Dream Chaser, who's underway to the outside for Bongiorno with 3/8 to pace. Jettis Tonic slightly gapping that cover in 5th with Walstead inside. Margin of Error's trail throughout. They race to the top of the stretch. It's still Single Girl, but High-minded's now up and out of the pocket with Dream Chaser moving up on the outside third. Nashville Elgeta still saving ground. 3/4, 124-3. High-minded taking it to Single Girl. Tries to battle back down at the inside. Nashville Elgeta works up third. She now fans wide for Miller. They move into mid-stretch and High-minded is taken over. Nashville Elgeta looks to rally past up at the 4 outside. It's High-minded or Nashville Elgeta. Nashville Elgeta up to win it. From High-minded, Single Girl held third. It was tied for 4th. Looked like Walstead over Margin of Error, 151-4. Judges have posted the 5, Nashville Elgeta, unofficial winner of the 14th, second of the 2, High-minded, third of the 4, Single Girl, fourth of number 7, Walstead. It's 5-2-4-7, unofficially in the 14th. Turning track side for the Diamond Creek Farm Winners presentation. This is the 5 Nashville Delgado. Tony Gadanya, the treader. Dave Miller aboard the win this afternoon. Back-to-back wins to begin her career, in fact. Crawford Farms Racing owns in partnership with the Dumaine Haven Farm. Crawford Farms of Syracuse, New York. The Dumaine Haven Farm of Pine Bush, New York. Back-to-back to begin her career. 2-year-old daughter of Always B. Mickey from the Riverboat King mare Androvet. Bred by Crawford Farms. Nashville Delgado 151-4. Sharp effort here to kick off the late double. Prices up at the 14th race. Nashville Delgado, $820, $340, and $260. Second of the 2 high-minded, $3, $240. Third of the 4 single girl, $440. Exact $19.40. The $1 trifecta, $37.40. 20-cent superfecta, $67.68. Official rundowns up at the 14th. Jetta's Tonic 6th. Number 2 high-minded 2nd. 3 Dream Chaser 7th. 4 single girl 3rd. Number 5 Nashville Delgado the winner. 6 Marge DeVere 5th. 7 Walsed was 4th. Rechecking at 6-2-7. 3-1-5. 4 on the bottom. Nashville Delgado 151-4. Just want to go on the Sunday afternoon card. It's the 15th and final, the American Jewel, sponsored by Bow River Jewelry. Full field of 10, no changes in the finale. 20 cents. Super high vibe wagerman to close out the day. Post time is in 7 minutes. Triple Millionaire, set of life side. He's already signed the winners of more than $72 million. Sponsored by Art Zubron, Leah Chevy's Fair Island Farm. They're lined up here, field of 7. They are on gate. Single girl came out sprinting from the center of the track. High-minded, the favorite. Also out quickly, Nashville Delgado. Fired up from the center as they make their way to the opening turn. It's Nashville Delgado. Continues up to the outside. A single girl. Darts to the top. High-minded away in good order as they work midway around the Tattersall's turn. Dream Chaser in her career debut. She is mid-pack 4th. Jetta's Tonic follows 5th. Walsed came out racing in the 6th spot in front of Marge DeVere. The quarter was 27-3, a single girl. Takes this field across the backstretch as they straight away. High-minded, the 3-2 favorite, sticks right with the leader in 2nd. Nashville Delgado tracks in 3rd. She's 4 lengths off the lead right now in front of Dream Chaser. Still under very patient handling here in her career debut. She's mid-pack 4th. Jetta's Tonic follows in 5th. Walsed still 6th in front of Marge DeVere. No change in position as the freshman fillies race past the half in 56-2. 28-4 in the second quarter. It's single girl, uncontested, still on the lead. High-minded continues right on her back 2nd. Nashville Delgado opted to sit in from 3rd as Dream Chaser is underway to the outside for Bongiorno with 3/8 to pace. Jetta's Tonic slightly gapping that cover in 5th with Walsed to inside. Marge DeVere's trail throughout. They race to the top of the stretch. It's still single girl, but High-minded's now up and out of the pocket with Dream Chaser moving up on the outside 3rd. Nashville Delgado still saving ground. 3/4, 124-3. High-minded taking it to single girl. Tries to battle back down at the inside. Nashville Delgado works up 3rd. She now fans wide for Miller. They move into mid-stretch and High-minded is taken over. Nashville Delgado looks to rally past up at the 4 outside. It's High-minded or Nashville Delgado. Nashville Delgado up to win it from High-minded.
Our passion and our promise to breed the best and sell the best so you can race the best. Crawford Farms, home to this year's 2020 Hamiltonian Filly champion Ramona Hill.
Andrew McCarthy 5 today. Ramona, oh Ramona Hill takes the Hamiltonian.
And over 100 more stakes-winning broodmares, racehorses, and retirees. They call it the Sport of Kings. We call it the love of champions. From our farm to the winner's circle, share our passion. Crawford Farms.
Horses on the track for the 15th and final, the American Jewel. Sponsored by Bow River Jewelry. Super high five wager to close out the day. One is Annihilator. White Oak trains for Little Papa LLC. Scott Zeron. Number 2 is Smooth and Creamy. Freddie Patton Sr. owns and trains. Christian Lind. 3 is Hey Hey Mahata. Don Bronco owns and trains. Dexter Dunn. 4, Brassy Britches. Jim Aver trains. Matt Kicadley drives for In the Dark Racing LLC. The 5, Fox Valley Lovejoy. Jimmy Watson trains for Jimmy West. Todd McCarthy. Number 6, Steve Said. Jamal Denson owns, trains, and drives. 7, Who Can You Trust? Timothy Lane trains for the Emerald Highlands Farm. Tim Diedrich. 8, Better Watch Out. Wayne Oak trains for Little Papa LLC with Joe Bongiorno. 9 is Beach Ogre. Jamal Denson trains. Chase Moore drives for Amanda Eldridge. At the 10 is Pristine Beauty. Jim Avert owns and trains with Dave Miller. That's your fifth for the 15th and final. No changes here. Super high five wagerman to close out the day in just a few minutes. Please note the horses will be heading nearly directly to the starting gate. Little time remains to wager on the 15th. Again, the horses will be heading nearly directly to the starting gate.
Thank you, Gabe. And I guess that means we don't have a whole lot of time here. The American Jewel to close out this wonderful card of racing, sponsored by Bow River Jewelry here. A lot of different ways you can go. I've got no light down here, so I hope I can read my notes. I took a little bit of a long shot here. First time Dexter Dunn aboard Hey Hey Mahana. Did I say that right?
You got that precisely correct, Dave. And she bounced back in a big way last time. My man Randy D. Chrysler was in the bank that day. He left, sat the ground, set up the inside lane, just saved all the ground there en route to a nice upset win. Hey Mahata, at one point in time, Dave, a very nice mare up and near the open ranks here in Lexington. She'd missed last season. She's just maybe getting back into form a bit, so I think that's a heads-up selection.
A lot of money for number 8, Better Watch Out, Joe Bongiorno, who won the last race a couple of days ago, I believe. You like him from this spot? It's a little bit of a step up in class.
Yeah, but he's been taking on pretty good company there. And, yeah, Joe Bongiorno here at the bank for the first time. He is the only horse covered in the late pick 4-day. That is worth noting. I believe one ticket out on him, it's over $9,000. So if you were holding a pool shot there on that special late pick 4 we added in today, good luck on Better Watch Out. If any of the other 9 starters are victorious, we would have a solid carryover into next Friday.
Let's talk about number 10, Pristine Beauty, before they head to the gate. 7-1 right now. Again, Mr. Jim Averett. This is his foundation mare, as you told me yesterday, right? Precious Beauty?
She's one of the first there, but I believe Dominic Sibalou, probably the foundation mare at the Averett Farm. But Precious Beauty, of course, has spawned the likes of Precocious Beauty, Sports Rider, all of the good family there, part of that great breeding operation down in Lebanon for Jim Averett. Pristine Beauty. Jim usually keeps the fillies around. He's going to do the same here.
Going to be tough from that outside post, though.
Will be tough. I think Dave Miller's just going to have to use early speed as his weapon here in the finale. And as Dave, you have seen that starting gate's moved into position, so we'll alert our fans. If you want into the Super High Five, this is your last chance.
All right, Gabe, enjoy the call here. Another great card. Happy to be working with you. And again, live racing resumes here next Friday at 1 o'clock. We'll see you at the Fasig-Tipton sales grounds over the course of the next few nights.
It's going to be a great week at the sale, Dave. It's already been a great week here at the track, and I know you and I really looking forward to week 2 of Grand Circuit Racing. We hope you'll make plans to join us for that as well. Race 15, named after one of my all-time favorites. It's the daughter of American Ideal, the American Jewel. Earned over $1.8 million. Brittany Farms bred. American Jewel. Sponsored by Bow River Jewelry. Full field of 10 for the Super High Five. They're lined up. And they are off and pacing. Who Can You Trust? Left the gate quickly. Better Watch Out on the move. Hey Hey Mahata also darts out towards that opening turn. Pristine Beauty from the far outside looking to mix it up as they work into the turn. Hey Hey Mahata. Dexter Dunn have taken over the early lead. Better Watch Out up and around there with Pristine Beauty still working up at the outside from third. Brassy Britches come out racing fourth. The Annihilator's next in line fifth. Who Can You Trust left the gate, but she was forced to tuck to the inside of 6th. They battle past the quarter there, 27-4. Smooth and Creamy is next in front of Fox Valley Lovejoy. And the two treaders are Steve Said and Beach Ogre. The long shots at the back. Past the 3/8 mark, Hey Mahata. Back out and around. Pristine Beauty as they work their way up to the half-mile mark. Better Watch Out at 6-5. He watches over the two favorites in the 3rd spot. Brassy Bridges follows in 4th. Annihilator pinned out at the inside of 5th with Who Can You Trust out away to the outside of 6th. The race past the half here in 55-4. Solid tempo as Hey Mahata shows the way out of the far turn, but now the favorite Better Watch Out. Works up at the outside for Bongiorno with 3/8 to go. Brassy Britches tracks up second over cover, but it is Better Watch Out who is quickly taken over from Hey Mahata. Brassy Britches continues up at the outside there in the 2nd spot. Who Can You Trust tracks that cover up for a T-Trick. Pristine Beauty was picked off behind the staller. They're past 3/4 in 124. Better Watch Out looking to slam the door of the nightcap. Brassy Bridges down the center of the track in a 2nd. Who Can You Trust rallies into a 3rd. Less than an 8th to go. In the finale, Better Watch Out a short lead. Brassy Bridges still reaching up down the center of the track. Who Can You Trust is 3rd. Better Watch Out or Brassy Bridges. Brassy Bridges on the outside to win it from Better Watch Out. Who Can You Trust 3rd. Annihilator 4th. Pristine Beauty rounds out your Super High 5 5th and 152-1. $487-110. Again, it's $487-110. Those are your 5 favorites here for the Super High 5. Turning trackside for the Diamond Creek Farm Winners presentation. This is Brassy Britches. Jim Averett, the trader for In the Dark Racing, LLC. Lebanon, Kentucky. Matt Kikali with a perfect steer here this afternoon in the bike. Brassy Britches, 3-year-old daughter Sweet Lou from the Cambest mare Best Laid Plan. She was bred by the Diamond Creek Farm of Pennsylvania. Sponsors of our Winter Circle here at the Red Mile. It's her 3rd of the season, 4th overall. And it is a career best clocking today, 152-1 for Brassy Britches. Prices up for the 15th and final. Brassy Britches, $19, $560 and $420. Second of the 8, Better Watch Out, $360, $260. Third of the 7, Who Can You Trust, $440. Exacta 4/8, $79.20. $1 trifecta, $144.70. Late double for a deuce, $59.60. No one had the pick four. Went over 9,000 in a pick four carryover into Friday afternoon 7th race. Get it for $9,000. Heading into Friday's pick four. Late pick three, $170. The 20-cent high five. Combination of 4, 8, 7, 110. The 20-cent ticket here in the high five. The five favorites. Yes, the five favorites in the nightcap. $1,187.86. Official rundown for the 15th and final. Nine-letter 4th. 2 Smooth and Creamy 6th. 3 Hey Hey Mahata was 8th. 4 Brassy Britches the winner. 5 Fox Valley Lovejoy 7th. Number 6 Steve Said was 10th. 7 Who Can You Trust 3rd. 8 Better Watch Out 2nd. Number 9 Beach Ogre 9th. 10 Pristine Beauty was 5th. Rechecking top down, it's 4, 6, 8, 1, 7, 10, 3, 2, 9 with 5 on the bottom. Brassy Britches at a career best to close out the day. 152 and 1. Once again, fans, that will wrap up live racing action here to close out opening week of Grand Circuit Racing in Lexington. We do wish the best of luck at the Fasig-Tipton Sales Pavilion all week. And we do hope to see you right back here as live racing resumes on Friday afternoon with a major carryover. The Big Four better than $9,000. We will be adding a guarantee to that pool, so program pages will be up. We'll get back to you on the guarantee as soon as we know it. On behalf of Dave Brower, I've been your track announcer, Gabe Pruitt. On behalf of all of us here at the Red Mile, including our track president, Joe Costa, thank you so much for joining us. It's part of your Sunday afternoon. Enjoy the remainder of your evening. We'll see you right back here. Closing weekend kicks off on Friday. Good night, everyone. For the super high five, they're lined up. And they're off and pacing. Who Can You Trust? Left the gate quickly. Better Watch Out on the move. Hey Hey Mahata also darts out towards that opening turn. Pristine Beauty from the far outside looking to mix it up as they work into the turn. Hey Hey Mahata. Dexter does have taken over the early lead. Better Watch Out up and around there. With Pristine Beauty still working up at the outside from 3rd. Brassy Britches came out racing 4th. The Nightlenders next in line 5th. Who Can You Trust left the gate, but she was forced to tuck to the inside of 6th. They battle past the quarter there, 27 and 4. Smooth and Creamy is next in front of Fox Valley Lovejoy. And the 2 treaders are Steve Said and Beach Ogre. The long shots at the back. Past the 3/8 mark, Hey Hey Mahata. Back out and around. Pristine Beauty as they work their way up to the half-mile mark. Better Watch Out at 6-5. He watches over the 2 favorites in the 3rd spot. Brassy Britches follows in 4th. Annihilator pinned out at the inside of 5th with Who Can You Trust out away to the outside of 6th. The race past the half here in 55 and 4. Solid tempo as Hey Hey Mahata shows the way out of the far turn, but now the favorite Better Watch Out. Works up at the outside for Bongiorno with 3/8 to go. Brassy Britches tracks up second over cover, but it is Better Watch Out who is quickly taken over from Hey Hey Mahata. Brassy Britches continues up at the outside there in the 2nd spot. Who Can You Trust? Tracks that cover up for a T-Trick. Pristine Beauty was picked off behind the stalker. They're past 3/4 in 124. Better Watch Out looking to slam the door of the nightcap. Brassy Britches down the center of the track in a 2nd. Who Can You Trust rallies into a 3rd. Less than an 8th to go. In the finale, Better Watch Out a short lead. Brassy Britches still reaching up down the center of the track. Who Can You Trust is 3rd. Better Watch Out or Brassy Britches. Brassy Britches on the outside to win it from Better Watch Out.